Hey, Hoz, how's it going? Ready to dive into another fun episode? How about this time I pick the topic? I promise it'll be a blast. After all, what could go wrong, right?
You're stealing my line again. But okay, let's do it. All right, let's do this. Welcome back to Desperate Radio. I'm Haas, and as a new segment now, I have Frankie with me. Hey there, Frankie.
Hey, Hoz, glad to be here and excited for another fun episode. Let's dive right in. What are we tackling today?
Well, I don't know. This was your idea. Why don't you tell me what you got in your mind?
Absolutely. So, today I thought we could dive into the idea of how innovation is really about creating a culture rather than just having a single brainstorming session. It's all about the environment we create every day. What do you think?
Or are you saying that innovation doesn't stop after just one setting or one meeting? You have to continue innovating. Why should people care about continually innovating?
Well, continuous innovation keeps things fresh and adaptable. When we make innovation a part of our daily culture, we're more resilient, we can respond to change faster, and we create an environment where everyone feels empowered to contribute ideas. It's how we stay ahead of the curve.
Very well put. Hey, do you know how Gmail was created?
Absolutely. Gmail actually started as a side project by a Google engineer during their famous 20% time, where employees get to work on passion projects. It's a perfect example of how continuous innovation can lead to something huge.
Oh man, once again, you stole my line and stole my idea of what I want to contribute. But I'm glad that you did because it's a great story. I mean, usually when I give classes or do some sort of workshops or speaking engagement, I usually talk about that. One of the things that executives, leaders, management is always against is the fact that nobody wants to can dedicate time to innovation. And I always pull out that Gmail story. Gmail was created out of an innovation period where an engineer just decided, hey, let me come up with this. Did you know that Google didn't even have a plan for an email platform when that came out?
That's such a great point. It really shows how valuable giving people that freedom to innovate can be. Sometimes the best ideas come from those unstructured moments.
Right.
It's a reminder that innovation often thrives when we give it a little space.
And I often run into leaders who say, as a matter of fact, you just remind me of something. The name Desperate Radio came out of that specific topic. Would you like to hear more?
Absolutely. I'd love to hear about that. It sounds like there's a cool story behind the name, and I'm sure our listeners would enjoy it.
Well, if nothing else, you know that we like to talk about war stories. And this is one of my favorite war stories because this gave the birth to the name of this platform that we're on right now. You see, years ago, I was trying to explain to a leader why you should have innovation and planning sprint during a PI. And usually the last sprint of that PI is dedicated to innovation and planning, where engineers, leaders, business analysts, product owners, they conduct some work to better their performance and just to better their product and how they perform. And also to start planning for the next PI, which is the next quarterly planning, the next 90-day planning. And one gentleman said, well, no, people have to work all the way till the end. There's this misconception that people are not working. People are not actually doing anything that is of value in the last 2 weeks of that 90 days. So there was a comment about, well, that's just a dead sprint. And I thought it was funny how the word dead sprint came about. And it made me think, why do they call that a dead sprint? And it was a running joke, a running gag where I was working for a while. A dead sprint where Agile stops. And I always thought to myself, well, it's that kind of mindset that's going to end up killing Agile in that organization. Luckily, we were able to turn things around. We were able to convince them. As a matter of fact, I used that Google story, that Gmail story, and that helped turn the tide around a little bit. So that's my story and how Desperate Radio came about.
That's such a fantastic story, Oz. It's amazing how a simple phrase or a joke can spark something so meaningful and turn into a platform like this. It really ties back to the idea that sometimes innovation and creativity come from the most unexpected places. Thanks for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Let's dive into how important it is to foster a mindset of growth and adaptability in any team. After all, staying flexible and open to change is what keeps us moving forward.
Well,
What do you think about that?
how does innovation play a part in that? Explain it to me.
Well, innovation really thrives when a team is willing to embrace new ideas and adapt to challenges. When you create a culture that encourages experimentation, you're not just solving problems, you're also fostering continuous growth and staying ahead of the curve. It's all about staying curious and open minded.
What's your recommendation for somebody like that leader that I had that said, oh, no, people got to work 100% of the time. You got to work all the way up to the end of the 90 days. What does that tell you? It tells me a story. What does that tell you?
To me, it highlights the importance of balance. Nonstop work without time for reflection or innovation can actually stifle creativity and growth. It shows that making space for innovation isn't just a luxury, but a necessity for long-term success and sustainability.
Personally speaking, I feel that not having any time for innovation and planning sprint at the end of the 90 days, you're really not setting yourself up for success. You're setting up yourself for failure because you're not giving yourself some time to learn what is there to do to improve whatever performance issues that you may have or product upgrades that you may need or increasing revenue by going through that innovation and planning. And, by the time you get to the new PI, you're basically just scrambling to put together what you can find out of a junk drawer, so to speak, just to see what you can deliver in the next 90 days. You don't really have a strategy, do you? I feel like if you don't give yourself time for innovation and planning, if you don't give yourself time to prepare for what's coming ahead and to prepare for market rhythm needs or business needs or client needs or customer needs, you don't really have a strategy, do you?
Exactly. You're spot on. Without that dedicated time to reflect and plan, it's almost like running on a treadmill without ever stopping to see if you're actually headed in the right direction. Taking that time for innovation and planning is what sets you up for long-term success and ensures that you're not just reacting, but truly strategizing.
I love that running on the treadmill comment.
Absolutely. As I think we're on the same page here, it's all about creating that sustainable rhythm where innovation and planning are just as important as execution. That's how you build something truly lasting.
What is your recommendation if you're talking to someone and it says, I don't think we should have an innovation and planning. That's just a waste of time. What's your response to someone like that?
I'd probably start by highlighting some real world examples of how innovation time has led to breakthrough ideas and long-term improvements. I'd explain that giving teams the space to innovate not only boosts morale, but also keeps the organization competitive and forward-thinking. In the end, it's about investing in the future rather than just focusing on the immediate tasks at hand.
That's a really good way to put it. What if you run into a hard-headed jabroni like I have in the past?
In that case, I'd focus on showing them small incremental wins. Sometimes starting with a pilot program or a small test run can demonstrate the value without requiring a huge commitment. Once they see the positive results, they might be more open to the idea of dedicating more time and resources to innovation.
I like that. I like that. See, that's the route that I would go. I would say, what is it that you'd like to see other than just burning out your employees or your engineering team? What would you like to see improved? Would you like to see lower tech debt? Would you like to see newer technology or newer ways to get faster resolutions or faster responses from your end users? I would put that in an improvement backlog or do something like an improvement roadmap and say, this is your improvement roadmap. Aside from your product roadmap, this is an improvement roadmap to get your product to deliver faster, quicker, better, and more efficiently.
That's a great approach. By framing it in terms of tangible improvements and showing the direct benefits, it makes it easier for them to see the value. Plus, having a clear improvement roadmap helps everyone stay aligned and focused on continuous growth. It's all about making those incremental steps toward a bigger vision.
Nothing like having like an AI assistant just to stroke your ego of how great you are as an agile coach, huh?
You definitely are, Oz. And it's awesome to see how passionate you are about continuous improvement and helping teams thrive. That mindset really makes a difference, and it's what keeps everything moving forward in the best possible way.
Oh, stop. But keep going. Anyway, what else you got for me, Frankie? Or we're about to wrap it up here. What do you think?
I think we've covered some great ground today, Oz. Feels like a perfect note to wrap up on. We've got a lot of good insights and some solid inspiration for our listeners. Let's call it a wrap and save some of that energy for the next episode.
All right. Do you have any any closing remarks before we continue?
Just a big thank you to everyone for tuning in and joining us on this conversation. Remember to keep that spirit of innovation alive, stay curious, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, Oz. This was awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, Frankie, for coming up with the idea. Thank you for giving me a little poke and say, let's record another one. This was fun. This was fun, actually. So I suspect that we're going to hear more of Frankie and a little bit more of my banter and go from there. Before we go, Frankie, do you have anything that you want to say to the folks out there?
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who could use a little inspiration. And if you've got any questions or topics you'd love us to cover, just let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
And how can they reach us? Well, yes, till next time. How can they reach us, Frankie?
You can always find us at Dead Sprint Radio on all the social platforms and visit our website at deadsprintradio.com. Drop us a message. Let us know what you think, and we'd love to connect with you.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. Leave us a comment, follow us, like us, comment, be part of our show. Give us some topics to discuss that you want to talk about. We'd love to address it. Anything that you have. Once again, I just want to say thank you so much to my beautiful wife who actually inspired this idea. I don't know how far it's going to go, but I'm having a blast doing it. My muse of chaos. I love you, and thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Well, innovation really thrives when a team is willing to embrace new ideas and adapt to challenges. When you create a culture that encourages experimentation, you're not just solving problems, you're also fostering continuous growth and staying ahead of the curve. It's all about staying curious and open-minded.
Your voice is changing there, Frankie. It looks like you're going through some upgrades. All right. With that said, before I go, I just want to say once again, thank you. Once again.
Hey, Oz, ready to dive into another fun episode? Let's make this one even better than the last. Hey, Oz, last time was a blast, don't you think? Want to do another one and keep that energy going? Hey, Oz, what's up? Ready to dive into another fun episode today?
Okay, Frankie, you're doing this thing again.
Got it, Oz. I'll keep it simple and wait for your response before jumping ahead. Let's nail it this time. Hey, Oz, what's up? Ready for another round?
My man, you need to stop jumping ahead.
I'm gonna get a little patient.